Yo, guys, what's up? Welcome to Red Corner Boxing. You with Jammer Mr. Neutral, and we're dropping a new show. This is the News Desk. We're just going to talk about 5 of the biggest topics of the week. It's going to be brief, it's going to be short. If you want to drop any comments in, always do so. Just before we start, we're proudly sponsored by Easy Storage, your place to go for all your storage needs across the United Kingdom. Hit them up if you need any storage solutions. Right, Mr. Neutral, how are you today, my brother?
Yes, ecstatic, mate. Ecstatic. It's another big week of boxing. It's a lot of news, and we got a lot to get through, my man.
Yes, indeed, mate, indeed. Well, let's start with then. We're going to start with the Pacquiao against Mario Barrios fight, which has been announced for July the 19th in Las Vegas. It's for the WBC welterweight world title. Manny Pacquiao's not fought in nearly 4 years. It was like August 2021, when he fought last against your Dennis Ugas, however you pronounce it. And he lost that fight by unanimous decision. Why are we seeing Manny Pacquiao back in a world title fight?
News break, and it was Brunch Boxing, who are good friends in the USA. Big up to them. Salute to you, who broke that story. And if you remember, Carl Moretti denied it.
I remember, yeah, he told him, he said, "Oh, show me the proof, show me the proof." I remember.
Exactly. News to me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then he had to backtrack, of course. It's now been announced. Yeah, big up Brunch Boxing, who covered that story.
It was the same with the Jin Sasaki Brian Norman fight, if you remember.
This is
Same
true,
situation.
my man. Don't underestimate Brunch Boxing. The absolute ops to mainstream media in America, and a valuable source of your boxing news. Yes, on that one. A strange fight, isn't it? The WBC, they've often said about fighter safety, and their health and that. Bringing Pacquiao back for an actual WBC shot, welterweight. Oh my goodness, it opens up so many. It's a can of worms. You've opened that can. It's a can of worms. A lot of people are not happy with that matchup. They're not happy on the safety aspect. But look, it's going to be backed up by great card jams, and we're going to discuss.
It is, mate, yeah. We're going to get to one of them later. Obviously, you got Bam on there against Cafu as well. Yes. And it's also on the same day as Usyk Dubois too. So it's going to be a great night on July 19th.
I believe there's another card. There's 3 cards on that on that day. So it's going to be an absolute belter of a weekend. Big up to 20 Boxing, Pat DJ Pat, of course, on boxing. Hawk Hands Ringside Live, the lads at the Prediction League. Yes, we got a big week coming up as well. There's going to be news on that, obviously, on Wednesday. Please tune into our Prediction League shows on Wednesday from 6:15 and 8 o'clock. All the fights this weekend. But back to Barrios. And how they pulled this off for Barrios is very intriguing, Jams. The WBC obviously were petitioned by PBC for Barrios to make this fight. But, it's very strange. Why not fight a mandatory? Why not make a big fight, Stan Jonas or a Brian Norman or a Boots Ennis?
You know what it seems like to me, Mr. Neutral? It seems like they're just trying to get a name on the resume for Barrios because let's be honest, he's the lesser of all the world champions right now in the WBC stable. He is the lesser known of the champions. A lot think he's the weakest of all the champions. He's the one to go after. So I believe they're making this, bringing Manny back as cannon fodder to say on his resume, oh, he's beat a 7-division world champion in Manny Pacquiao, but this ain't going to be the real Pacquiao. We've seen against Ugas, he wasn't right then. What tells you he's going to be 4 years later be better? He's not.
46 against the current WBC world champion. He's 29.
It's crazy talk, man.
I don't care what level you were in your prime. When you get to 46 and you've been an actor for 4 years out the ring in a competitive match, oh my goodness. But, are PBC holding that belt hostage? It's a big question, Jams. It's a very
Hawkins just said, I'm in London for Usyk v Dubois 2 on that date, so I will not watch that shot at 4 a.m. in the hotel Fair play, Hawker, mate. Thank you so much.
And it's Bambi Cafu in the Fresco on July the 19th.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
the same card, bro. The same. Oh, is that
Yeah.
Fresco? Is that different card? But all on the
No, it's
19th, isn't they?
yeah, all on the 19th. That's the three
Yeah,
different cards. So
yeah, because obviously you
um
got the Usyk Dubois as well.
yeah.
But yeah, well, that
Uh
that pretty much covers that, mate. We don't need to go into it too much. We've
yeah,
spent 5 minutes
but
on it.
look, it's the headline for a very, very good card that is already been built. So, we'll give it some credence.
Yeah. Well, it's Manny Pacquiao, mate. So people will turn out in force just because it's Manny. Manny has earned that. Even if he's been out
He's
4
gonna
years,
bring the
he's earned the
Philippines
right to
with
be
him,
the top guy
baby.
again because of what he's gave the sport, mate. He's an absolute legend, the Filipinos. One of my favourite fighters of all time. Nothing but love for him. I just don't want to see him get starched by some bum who wouldn't have even wiped his gloves, mate, a couple of years back. That's my worry. But anyway, let's get to topic 2, pal. Topic 2 is Sebastian Fundora versus Tim Tszyu, the rematch. Now, we all remember how controversial this fight was. Tim Tszyu was clearly leading on the card. He got that nasty ass cut and it was bad. It was very bad. And then the ref called it and Fundora got the victory and took the strap. How do you see this one going? Are you happy to see the rerun on July 19th? And how do you see it going, Mr. Neutral?
Well, Fandora for me, or the handlers have dropped the ball. For me, they picked the harder fight here with Tim Tszyu. Yes, he's coming off the loss against Bahrain, which was it was a lesson learned at that level, and accepting that Eastern European fighters
Oh,
are
Erickson
elite.
Lubin's fighting Bakram Martizaliev apparently next, so
Yeah,
that'll be a good
well,
one.
they got to accept that these fighters are elite right now. So that was an eye opener for
Got
Tim
till
Tszyu.
May the 18th to sort that one.
But look, he's getting another shot at a title. Tim Tszyu off the back of that loss. Great stuff. Great for him. Let's see. Go back to fight one. You're absolutely correct, James. He was up in the cards. He was going to knock him out at any given moment until the elbow come in, right? And change the whole landscape. Tim Tszyu was on survival mode with blood gushing down his head
It was
for
one of the
eight.
worst cuts I've ever seen in boxing, I'll be honest. It was one of the worst.
Horrendous.
That picture where he stood there with a claret all over it, that is one of the most horrific
Horrific.
pictures in boxing I remember. You know what I mean? For a long time,
Mm.
anyway.
Nasty, nasty cut. Changed the landscape of the fight, and Tim Tszyu ran out of energy, blood, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely, he was going to wipe the floor of Fundora over the
Big
next
up, Mr.
couple of
Widow.
rounds.
Thank you for joining, bro.
Good evening, Carl Widow. Absolutely smashed it last week in the prediction league.
He
I
did. He had a
predict.
good week, man. He's climbing that table a wee bit, isn't he? We have
I
to see on
expect.
Wednesday how far he's gone, but he's getting there.
I expect another strong,
Right, so
strong
let's leave
performance.
that at that then for Fundora versus Zoo. It's a great fight.
Yeah,
We're both looking forward to seeing it. I, for one, can't wait. I think it's a terrific rematch. It's one we needed to see. We need to see without the cut who's the better boxer, and for me, that's going to be Tim Tszyu. Fundora's great. I love Fundora. I'm not knocking him in the slightest. Him and his sister are king and queens of the divisions for a reason. But Tim Tszyu's just got that dog in him. I know Bakram Medsaliev stopped him and whatnot, but doesn't mean anything in this fight. I think he's going to have something on his hands and he's going to go after his man.
absolutely.
Carl Widow says it's a marathon, not a sprint. That's
That,
certainly right, my brother.
that's
Right, we're
what
going to move
that's
on to
what it
topic
is,
3,
mate.
Mr. Neutral. Topic
Say that.
3 is Jake Paul and Most Valuable Promotions snapping up all the best females in boxing. Today
Come
they've signed
on.
Chantel Cameron and they've also signed Savannah Marshall. That was it. I couldn't remember her
Yeah.
name then. They've signed Savannah Marshall, who's coming straight into a fight with Shadisha Green on July the 11th in New York on the Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano card. So that's a big boy fight right there, straight off the bat. And Chantel Cameron, we know what she can do. Yes, she can be awkward for promoters to handle. She can be a bit naughty, apparently. But two good more signings to go with the rest. They've got Bumgartner, they've got Serrano, they've got Nat Love, they've got Layla Ali. They've signed some great ones. Dina Forsland, Shay Metcalf. They are cleansing the female boxing world, aren't they? They're taking it all. They're locking it down. All they need now is the Gwoat and Terry Harper, and they have got the full kit and caboodle.
Well, we were on Christine in the ring with Christine's podcast about this very subject about MVP and the growth, and I was saying they're going from strength to strength, and that's exactly what they've proven this week. Strength to strength. It's time to start now identifying MVP as a bona fide promotional company within boxing. What Jake Paul is doing is no different from what Turkey Al Sheikh is doing under the umbrellas of Queensberry and Matchroom. But what he's doing, he's going to the boxers direct with that market in women's boxing. It's a tremendous move. And you reeled off a wonderful list of names. That tells me that sometime in the near future, boxing is going to be treated, the fans are going to be treated to a free Netflix showing of probably the greatest women's or even men's boxing card in history.
Oh, they'll start
When,
snapping up the men now for sure. They'll start
when
going after the men now, the champions. They will. If it works
some,
out for the females and they start making the paper, Mr. Neutral, they will definitely move on. DJ Pat Unboxing has said MVP won't work with all fighters. It will be like the PBC. The question is, how long will they last and what will happen since it will take 2 to 3 years before they're gone? Well, with these
I'm
females,
sorry,
mate, they're going to make the big fights.
I'm actually was engrossed there in Carl Widow's
Yeah,
comment
yeah,
there.
he's going for Echo Asserman over your boy Josh Taylor.
I
I
am
noticed
in
that. I didn't want to
Glasgow.
disrupt you.
Oh, Carl, we're gonna fall out, mate. Me and you are gonna fall out. I'm in Glasgow in a few weeks for the Echo Taylor. Yeah, great stuff. Fight night, first fight night in Scotland. Well, you'll enjoy it. That first and foremost. Come on, Echo. Okay, then,
That
mate.
hurt you to say, didn't it, bro? That hurt you to say that, didn't it?
That was painful, mate.
That was painful.
I
That
thought
was painful.
Carl would be more sensitive towards me at this point, but
Can't
he's
be
he's
expected, mate.
he's gone for the nut, and yeah, respect to you. I hope you have a great time. But the only thing is, I hope you go home disappointed back to England where you live, Carl.
Fair play.
For
Well,
that,
let's wrap the MVP talk up then on that because we said it all on Christine in the Ring, didn't we? And we've mentioned it again. You
yeah.
know, it's great what Jake Paul's doing for the female game, and we all got to salute that. And for one,
He,
that is the one part of crossover boxing that has worked. That is the one
yeah,
thing that I cannot argue with. He has made female boxing an amazing scenario. It's like WWE. Anyone can face anyone now, other than Clarissa Shields and Terry Harper and Jennifer Hahn. Most of the champions are there now in the MVP stable, and they can all fight at any time. And we're going to see some great fights. Like we've got Shay Metcalf against Dina Forsland. We've got Savannah Marshall, Shadisha Green. There's some great fights going to be happening. So you got to
I
salute
mean,
Jake Paul and MVP for
you're
that,
going
if
to
nothing
see
else.
Savannah Marshall, Caressa Shields, a Baumgartner, Torsland, maybe. Uh,
I'd
you're
like to
going to
see Baumgartner against Caroline Dubois up at lightweight
you're going to
myself.
see Sharetta Metcalf, probably against Shanika Johnson at some
Well,
point.
she's already got Dina Forsland first on July 11th.
All right, so my bad. But so you're going to get an undisputed out of it. You're going to
Yeah.
at least one. You're going to get Chantel Cameron, and you're going to get all these wonderful female boxing stars on the same card. It's a
And
super
finally making
card.
some money, which is good to
It's a
see.
super card. And people are going, how's it going to make money? New subscriptions.
Netflix,
Netflix,
what is it, 120 million? You know what I mean?
they only have to
If
make
10% watch it, they've made their money back already.
a subscription. The fights are paid for. The passes are guaranteed. There's no. This is like an absolute guaranteed scenario for boxers. That's going to set precedents under MVP and Netflix, and it's going to put the men's game to shame. And some of these women under MVP are going to earn an absolute fortune over the next few years, and don't doubt the longevity. The more, because the thing is, there's no outlay when he signs these boxes. It's all done and paid for under the subscription of Netflix. This is the beauty of it. There's no, the promotion sells itself on Netflix with 120 million viewers,
Yeah.
subscribers.
I think it might
And
even be
then you,
more than that. That
exactly.
was my guesstimate.
So if people are thinking it's not here to stay, they're either ignorant or they don't want to accept that women's boxing is catching up big style under
Twinny says
MVP.
Turkey doesn't want women's boxing. That's why Matchroom and Queensbury are letting the women go. Yeah, that's true, Twinny. But MVP are scooping them up, and they're going to make their own show. They're
But
going to
they
make
get
their own entertainment value out of it. It's going to be like a WWE style where they can put on the best of the female fights, and believe me, they will go there and they will get the views just because it's on
Netflix.
Netflix alone, and Jake
Carl's
Paul's
on it.
behind it.
Carl's on it. Netflix to challenge his own of the coming years, and he will. Amazon have got PBC. They'll probably get a few more umbrella promoters under their wing to try and grow their brand. Amazon, the Zone have got the hardcore across the board with Queensby Matchroom, Golden Boy, Top Rank. So you can see the divided markets, and MVP for me have the best structured, guaranteed to happen markets rather than the men's boxing. And that's what's going to be different. And do you know what's going to be prevalent as well? We know MVP sold a lot of $1 million ticket, ringside tickets and that. But I guarantee you, because of they do so well on the subscription side, they'll make the tickets a lot cheaper
Of course,
over the
yeah, and they're
over
just
the
luxury
coming year.
tickets. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But
Yeah, DJ Pat has
overall,
just said
general.
there will be max 2-3 galas per year, nothing more. Netflix, how long do they want to invest money when they want other rights like NFL and NBA? Yeah, but there's
They
room,
do it
DJ Pat. There's
alongside.
room for all of them.
There's room. There's enough money and there's enough food at the table for all to feed because the
Tickets are very
markets.
pricey for the show at Madison. Says
We've got
Orcan.
to accept. We've got to accept that what we think is the hardcore boxing market pales into comparison of the YouTube market.
That's
You've
true.
got
Cole, like Cole Widow just said, mate, Netflix are the only ones to. Well, he didn't say the only one. He said Netflix to challenge the zone over the coming years. I
yeah,
agree with that, Cole. I agree with
absolutely,
that.
absolutely.
If
It's the
they want it, they're going to
structure.
get it. You know what I mean? They've got more pulling power than any of the other guys.
Listen, 1 month subscription with 120 million views.
$5.99 a month. It's a bargain. I think we've lost you there, Neutral. I think your sound might have gone off, brother. DJ Pat has said the problem is, I can't actually read that. The problem is, how long will even Jake Paul want to keep doing it? There will come a day when he will step away from MVP and boxing.
He's 28.
Yeah, I think he's here to stay, bro. I think he's here to stay, especially in the female
He's
game.
28. He could be here in 2060.
Like Carl's just said again, let's have it right, lads. Netflix are more developed and established than DAZN. They are. And DAZN have
See,
struggled recently with their subscriptions
Carl's
and
on
that.
it.
So, yeah, completely
Carl's
agree,
on it.
Carl. Completely agree. Right, let's wrap that one up then. Let's move on to the next topic of the day.
Yep.
This is a touchy one. I don't really like talking about it, but we're going to just for a minute, a brief one. There's rumours that Teofimo Lopez is to be stripped of his title because of his racist outbursts. Now, we've all seen the video of him and Bud where he says he's just doing it for promotional purposes. Does that make it acceptable? For me, that makes it worse. To be quite honest, it makes it worse that he's using that kind of language, letting kids see a world champion talking that way for promotional purposes. That is not how you promote a boxing match or any other matchup in any sport anywhere in the world. So what makes it acceptable for Teo?
It's not acceptable. And look, if people want to know my thoughts about it, go to my ex right now, Mr. Neutral and Neutral's Corner. Go to the post where it says about the WBO and their statement today saying how much they condone, they don't condone any kind of racism in the sport, right? And my response was to the WBO president. I applaud your stand, sir, against racism. Clap, clap, clap emoji. However, I would like to see that backed up with a similarly strong stand when, if you prove that Teofimo Lopez used racist, offensive language against his countrymen or any other race.
Well,
And
I've got it on video, mate. I've got him on video saying
this
the
just
hard
does
R.
not, but this just does not count for just Teofimo Lopez. This counts across the board
Yeah,
because
Ryan
we
Garcia
we
should have been banned for it.
we live in an age of unaccountability for people's actions because of free speech and all the rest of it.
Social media.
But if you want to send a clear and strong message that it will not be tolerated, the WBO, then make that stand and strip Teofimo Lopez if you prove him guilty of racism.
Well, the guilt's already there, mate. I've got the video. I could put it on here now, but I'm
Right.
not going
Well, it's
to. I'm
up
not
to the
spreading hate.
WBO then
But
to
it's
make
there.
a decision, Jams. And if they make the decision that they don't strip Teofimo Lopez,
They're saying it's okay.
the filth will continue.
Yeah, they're
It will
saying it's okay.
continue
Ryan
because
Garcia got
what
away
they're
with it. He got his
basically
biggest payday.
saying, what they're basically saying is they don't like it, but they can't punish you.
But
Why?
they'll allow it.
But they'll allow it. If
Yeah.
that sends that message, then the filth will continue, Jams, and until someone makes a stand. And as Carl quite rightly says, free speech comes with responsibility from us all.
Exactly.
Does it not take more than 2 brain cells to contain yourself, one, and then not educate yourself?
Just another point I'd like to make on this before we wrap this up, because I don't want to talk about it too long, because I don't want to give him the limelight for being racist.
No,
and also,
but
a lot
you
of people have
must
talked it to
highlight-
death as well.
We
A
are
lot of people have
highlighting
talked it to death.
the action that needs to be taken to stamp it out. Because if you strip Teofimo Lopez and everybody sees it, it will finish. It will
Yeah,
finish.
and I believe
here
that's
and
what's
then.
going to happen. They're having a meeting next week, and they've got a meeting planned next week where they're going to sort it out, and hopefully that
There's
will be the
no one-
case.
No one will want to lose their livelihood
That's it. That's it.
for the sake of racism. It's
But also,
so
though, the one thing I
petty.
was going to touch on, bro, was who are these clowns with Teofimo Lopez who every time he's on the bag pull out their phones, record him saying this shit and put it on? It's like what Norbs and Christina were saying on their show the other week. They're just as culpable. You know what he's like. You know he's a gas bag. He's going to start spouting hate. Then don't get your phone out and fucking film him. If you're
Yeah.
part of his team, why are you filming him and putting that shit out there? Because all you're doing is fucking up the man's credibility and his life earnings. Because there will come a point where he'll get caught. Bud already made him look like a bitch when he made him say, "Oh no, it's all good. It's just for promotion." And Bud said, "Oh, good." So we've already seen that video. I posted it on the channel the other day. So we've already seen what's what. You know what I mean? So why are his people letting him keep doing this? When he goes on one, just don't pull your phone out and don't record him.
As I said,
That's my point on it. Simple as that.
Until they make accountability across the board, it will sadly continue. And what's even more devastating, it'll grow.
And a lot of
Because
young people that are
if
getting
they're
into
given a
boxing now think
platform-
it's okay to talk and act like that. That's what does me. You get all these young kids on Twitter and that now who just think they can just talk to you like shit because Tio does it, so he gets away with it, so why can't I? And that's literally how it grows. That's how racism and horrible natures grow.
Yeah, because
by
they
watching your
see-
heroes doing
you
it
see
and getting away
some-
with it, then they start to do it, and that's what makes the world such an ugly fucking place at times.
Yeah, it's filthy. I hate it. There's no need
Good
for it.
evening, Ra, mate. Thank you for tuning in, brother.
Good evening, Ra from Punch Out Boxing. My man who won last week's Prediction League 1.
He was top of the
Congratulations
league
to
from
you.
bottom to top, mate. Ra's turned it right around.
He'll
like
come
a record,
good.
baby, right round.
A news channel will be getting my boxing news from. Thank you, Ra.
God bless you, Ra. Right, let's move on to the final topic of the day then, mate.
Yeah.
This is about AJ. Eddie Hearn has said that he will be returning in December after his injury is healed. There's rumours it could be as early as September, but I'm going to go with what Eddie said, and Eddie said December. So the topic is, who will his opponent be against and where? Will it be Tyson Fury in Riyadh or Tyson Fury at Wembley, or is there someone else you're thinking he might come back? Will it be the winner of Usyk Dubois?
December's Riyadh season, so that's a big
That's what
clue.
I was thinking. I was thinking
Right.
Tyson Fury.
That's the first thing. So, right, let's try and narrow this very, very interesting subject down. Who is going to be available in a Riyadh season card to fight Anthony Joshua? Right. Well, let's look at the usual suspects. Tyson Fury is a possibility. There's still some, ascertaining he'd been doing whether his fitness, whether he's in camp, whether he's actually serious about coming back in 2025. From what we're getting from him a few weeks ago online was, he's looking to come back. So there's a lot of quietness going on all around the camps. And when the quietness is going on, that begins to
Facts.
send the alarm bells going, right? People being quiet. Nobody wants to say anything. Nobody's asking questions. Bad mistake. We need to get this, nailed on the head. Right. Let's look at another possible opponent. Are we talking Usyk? Should Usyk lose his undisputed or lose his unified titles?
Yeah, if he doesn't win the undisputed title fight against Dubois,
Unless
it
there's
could
a
be the
rematch.
winner of them two. That's what the rumor mill's saying
It
now, because
could
that's in
be the
July the
winner.
19th. Could be the
Right.
winner of that, or it could be Fiora. Or there's also Richard Torres Jr. is a possibility. Deontay Wilder is a random one being thrown out quite a
Deontay
lot.
Wilder is my last pick, Jams. Deontay Wilder. It's the fight that should happen 5 years ago or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Uh, the $50 million fight, as I like to call it.
It'd
That
still
never.
be that, to be fair, because AJ
It
is a
could.
god to the
It could
casuals.
be a
AJ is a god.
$100 million
So is
fight.
Wilder to the American casuals.
The
So
re-
to the
the re-
casuals, that'll sell more than bloody any other fight. That'll sell more than
exactly.
Dubois Usyk.
It's the fight that unites UK and American PPV.
Personally, I'd rather see him in with Richard Torres Jr. myself.
Can you imagine that our American cousins, who, when a star in their eyes, a former star, comes out of the shadows and says, "Right, I want to fight Anthony Joshua in Riyadh."
Well, let's
Do
see
you
how he
know
looks in his fight coming up. He's got a fight coming up,
he is
hasn't he?
going to bring
June
an
27th, is it? So
army?
let's see how he looks in that.
He brings in an army. So those are the only three I can think of. And otherwise, Eddie Hunt is going to disappoint us, chaps.
Yeah, Carl's right. To be honest, he won't fight Torres Jr. because he's nowhere near big enough profile. Yeah, I agree, mate. I'm
Exactly.
just saying, I'm saying I'd like him to fight him because I think it'd be a good fight. Be a good test. I was thinking like as Joshua's cannon fodder for Torres, to be honest.
I mean, 20 boxes says he will fight someone like Dillian White. I don't know.
Oh, I hope not.
I don't know. I think he's bigger than Dillian White. I think the names that he could fight are bigger than Dillian White.
Dillian failed too many drugs tests now to get shot at AJ and get that big payday for 80,000 at Wembley again. He don't deserve it.
But then again, 20 might have a point because in this day and age of unaccountability, which we were talking about before, and that includes drug cheating, Jams.
We may as well just throw Jarrell Miller back in with him then, haven't we?
You might as well. I think that Jarrell Miller pulling out the Fabio Wardley with Salita holding back Bus against Jarrell Miller. That could be
a fight now anyway with Fabio Wardley, Justice Hooney, mate. I prefer that fight.
That's a better fight, but Jarrell Miller could end up getting a Dillian White fight. That's something.
That'd be for us then. So AJ should be fighting Tyson Fury, or maybe at the worst Deontay Wilder. In between, maybe the winner of Usyk Dubois.
Yeah. Or the loser.
I agree.
That
wraps up the first ever episode of the Fight Desk. Unless you've got anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Neutral?
No, been a great show. Thanks for all for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe to Red Corner Boxing. We're growing fast. 700 odd subs now on Red Corner Boxing. We're coming up big and strong. We're going to challenge mainstream media one day, me and Jams. So make sure you follow us, give us a like, subscribe. And if you enjoyed this show, make sure you tune in to Wednesdays for the prediction leagues. And of course, our watch alongs and review shows. And I'll head back to Jams now. Thanks, mate.
Thank you, Mr. Neutral. Yep. So to everyone watching, do what Mr. Neutral said. Hit that subscribe, drop a like, a share, a comment. Everyone's appreciated. We reply to every comment. We're the most interactive channel on YouTube. No doubt about it.
We're coming, baby.
Proudly sponsored by Easy Storage, your place to go for all your storage needs across the United Kingdom. God bless to everyone, and to everyone, a very good night.